Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are diving straight into something I find absolutely fascinating. The exact 90-day onboarding and production blueprint used to develop top mortgage talent on the Trez Miller team. If you've ever found yourself wondering how to transition from just endlessly chasing cold leads to actually building a predictable, scalable mortgage business, well, you are definitely in the right place. We're going to unpack the exact operational framework that guides new recruits from initial curiosity all the way to consistent, measurable contribution in just 13 weeks.
Here's our game plan for today. We're going to cover the baseline scorecard, the 4 core channels in your arsenal, take a deep dive into the AI dialer, tackle scripts and objections, look at community partnerships, and finally, map out the entire 90-day execution roadmap. Let's get right to it.
Section 1. The baseline, developing talent. We're starting off by totally flipping the script on traditional recruiting.
You see, traditional recruiting in the mortgage industry usually just shuffles proven producers around from one company to another. But the Trez Miller team takes a completely different approach. They actually develop the talent. So before we even think about touching a CRM or spending a dime on lead gen, every single recruit gets evaluated on this baseline scorecard. Coachability. Can you take feedback and actually adapt? Communication. Can you clearly articulate value to a client or a partner? And sheer will. Do you have the drive to execute day in and day out? Because honestly, without these 3 traits, the most expensive tech stack in the world simply won't save you.
Moving right along to Section 2, the arsenal, 4 core channels. Instead of just patting a new loan officer on the back and telling them to go find business, this system arms them with 4 distinct operational systems. Every recruit learns all 4 of these during onboarding. Funeral home and reverse mortgage partnerships, AI dialer outreach campaigns, for sale by owner or FSBO reciprocity partnerships, and finally, professional FSBO open houses supported by you and an area-specific realtor. But here is the real secret to early success. You do not have to master all of them at once.
In fact, you shouldn't. The crucial point here is that you'll select just 2 of these channels to pour your energy into during your first 90 days, and you make this choice based entirely on who you are, your personality, your prior experience, your existing relationships, and how you actually prefer to prospect. It's all about focusing your effort where you're most likely to see a win.
Which brings us to Section 3, our AI Dialer Deep Dive, the AI Advantage.
For almost all new recruits, we heavily emphasize the AI Dialer as one of your 2 primary channels. Why? Because it gets you in the game on day 1. It creates immediate, scalable activity before you even become fully confident with manual calls. Now, looking at this workflow, let me clear something up right away. The AI does not replace the professional loan officer. The robots aren't coming for your job. Instead, it creates this massive scale to help you find the exact people who actually need your advice right now.
Phase 1 of this AI workflow is all about setup and discovery. First, you clean and upload your contacts. Then you define a very specific campaign goal. We're talking targeted campaigns here, past client mortgage reviews, HELOC opportunities, VA benefit reviews, general refinances, or even older internet leads. The AI takes it from there. It delivers a tailored opening statement, confirms permission, and then asks those crucial qualifying questions to identify their interest, timing, motivation, and any potential barriers.
Then we slide right into Phase 2, which is where the magic happens, the human handoff. The AI handles the initial objections, and if the prospect is interested, it schedules an appointment or a next action. It instantly fires off a text or email follow-up, logs all the call notes and the disposition right into your CRM, and then assigns it for prompt human follow-up. This is where you, the actual professional, seamlessly take over to provide informed, compliant advice.
Let's look closer at that in Section 4, Scripts and Objections, Handling the Handoff.
Now, all this amazing tech is really only as good as the scripts you feed it and the purpose behind your campaigns. A short, successful AI call that identifies a need is vastly better than a long, confusing one. You can run a HELOC campaign to unlock home equity, or target realtor database follow-ups to reconnect with old Zillow leads, or re-engage buyers who were delayed by credit or just bad timing. The golden rule: every single script must include a clear reason for calling, a permission question, and a gentle transition to an appointment.
But what happens when there's friction? Say a prospect throws out an objection like, "I really don't want to speak with a robot," or, "Hey, how did you get my info?" Well, the AI is scripted to transparently acknowledge that. It might reply, "I completely understand. I'm an automated assistant for the Trez Miller team, and I'm calling because you previously inquired about a home on Zillow. Let me get a live professional on the line for you." Boom. It immediately pivots to a live handoff.
And what about those classic timing or market objections, like rates are too high right now, or I'm just not ready yet, or I already have a lender? In these cases, the AI absolutely does not pressure the consumer. It just politely acknowledges the concern, identifies the barrier, updates the disposition in the CRM, and schedules them for structured nurture. It's all about respecting the consumer's timing so that the relationship stays warm for the future.
Okay, Section 5, Partnerships, Community Relationships.
While the AI dialer is out there working at massive scale, your second chosen channel really needs to focus on deep, relationship-based partnerships in your community. Let's look at funeral home and reverse mortgage partnerships first. Notice the focus on education here. We're building respectful, permission-based relationships with funeral directors and estate contacts to educate surviving homeowners about estate liquidity, aging in place, and responsible reverse mortgages. We strictly avoid any aggressive messaging. It's entirely about providing immense value during a really critical time.
And that exact same value-first approach applies to FSBO reciprocity and professional open houses. Rather than aggressively demanding a listing, we offer real, useful DIY home selling info and buyer financing support in exchange for permission to connect with their prospective buyers. By partnering with a local realtor, you help that FSBO homeowner run a pro-level open house. The seller keeps the buyer for their home, and the Trez Miller team steps in to assist any other qualified visitors who might need financing for a different property. It is quite literally a win-win for everyone involved.
Finally, Section 6, the 90-day roadmap, execution plan.
So, we've got the baseline scorecard, the core channels, and the tools. How do we actually make this operational over a strict 13-week period? In your first 30 days, what we call learn and launch, the objective is pure foundation. Across weeks 1 through 4, you're knocking out compliance, dialing in scripts, doing role play, and setting up your CRM. You pick your 2 channels, get your AI dialer training done, and launch your first real outreach campaigns. The goal? By day 30, you were consistently generating genuine, live conversations.
Then, as we move into days 31 to 60, the focus shifts to building the pipeline. Here in weeks 5 through 8, it is all about aggressive daily activity. You're taking all those conversations the AI dialer is teeing up, handling live objections, reaching out to partners, and relentlessly tracking your pipeline. By day 60, the expected result is that those early conversations have officially transformed into solid appointments and live mortgage applications.
And then in days 61 to 90, weeks 9 through 13, the mission is to create consistency. Now you're totally focused on improving those conversion rates from appointment to application. You're strengthening those new partner relationships and really locking in your daily habits. You'll figure out which of your 2 channels is performing the best and use that hard data to map out your next 90-day plan.
To make sure you stay on track through all 13 weeks, this entire system hinges on strict adherence to daily and weekly key performance targets. You've got specific numbers to hit for contacts uploaded, calls attempted, live conversations, leads, appointments, and partner referrals. The math here is beautiful and simple. Hitting your daily activity metrics directly correlates to hitting your weekly production goals.
And that's the thing. If you follow this blueprint, you aren't guessing when success might happen. The timeline is set in stone. By day 30, you're having real, qualified conversations. By day 60, you're taking applications. And by day 90, you are celebrating closed loan opportunities and consistently contributing to the team.
Which leaves us with one final, pretty provocative question for anyone looking to step up their game in this industry. Are you ready to stop chasing cold leads and start building a scalable, consistent production system? The blueprint is right here. The technology is completely ready. The partnerships are waiting to be built. At the end of the day, it all comes down to your coachability, your communication, and your will. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope this gave you a powerful new perspective on what it takes to build a modern mortgage business.